What's going on, everybody? Today I've got a lithium battery buyer's guide for you for budget lithium batteries, 12 volt, got some 24 volt and some 36 volt batteries. Tis the season for different types of sales. You'll see a lot of different things coming through Amazon and then the direct websites for any of these different brands. And so I'm going to talk through some of the ones that I've done some testing with. Some of them have a lot of miles on them on my own stuff, and help give you some guidelines. Mustang guys, it's always got to be the Mustang guys. And I'll have some links down below here at the end, but I want to talk to you through some of what I'm looking for in some of these batteries. I've used a lot of them, not all of them, but I've got a good handle on what you should be looking for in those batteries. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to use my spreadsheet that I've got here, make sure we don't miss anything. Let's start with some 50 amp hours. So I have a Lithium and a Redodo 50 amp hour listed here. I have a 50 amp Lithium around here in this boat back here, and it's running my electronics. So I run on my smaller boat, 106 SV Garmin with a live scope, and I use that just for electronics. Been doing fantastic, lots of cycles on it. Super small package, right? And one thing that you get with the 50 amp hours is they don't really fit a normal battery tray. So you're gonna have to find a mounting solution for that regardless of which brand you go with. They're all kind of their own size. The warranty between these two is the same, 5-year warranty, and the pricing is pretty much heads up on either one, Redodo or Lithium. Both good brands, gotta have the Bluetooth. 20 cents per watt hour at the current pricing for the Redodo, 21 cents per watt hour for the Lithium. Can't go wrong with either one of those. So if you're in a 50 amp hour range, certainly consider that. They make a good pair for like 24 volt setup with 2 of those or 3 of those for 36 volts if you want some small batteries in your configuration. One more thing before I jump out of the 50 amp hours. The Redodo is rated at 60 amps for 30 minutes. So if you're running full tilt and you're bumping up against that 1C discharge rate, 50 amps, the Redodo is rated higher technically and will pull a little bit longer. I couldn't tell you off the lead time at the moment. I'd have to do some more testing on that, but that is what's rated on their site. Next up, I have a couple of 100 amp hour batteries. These are all Group 24s. Group 24, Group 24, Group 24, 24. That's a 24, 25.6 volt battery. But I like the Group 24 size. You can kind of see these. This is a 31 size. Hopefully you can see it. And this is a 24. So let's talk through some of the Group 24 batteries. Again, these all have Bluetooth. I have Lithium, which is this guy here. I have a Watt Cycle, which is this bottom one here. This is the one with Bluetooth. And then I have a Temgot, this guy here. And those are my 3 Group 24 batteries. As you can see, I've used these. This one, I've worn the label off of it because it's been bouncing around my boat. I like the Group 24s better than the minis because they fit a real battery tray. The minis kind of, again, there's no standard for a mini, and so it's going to be hard to hold some of them down if that's what you're looking at. And so if you get a Group 24, you can go buy whoever's Group 24 tray, you hold this thing down, and it's good to go. So I like the installation capability of that as well. Warranty's all the same. Temgot's 5 years, Lithium's 5 years. Watt Cycle is a 5+2. So the 2, if you buy direct from Watt Cycle, they'll send you a certificate and you can add an extra 2 years to your warranty if you buy direct from them. So factor that into your price if that's a concern for you. Pricing standpoint, as they sit today, the Watt Cycle's at 180, the Lithium is at 194, and the Temgot is at 270. So the Temgot's up there for sure. The Temgot does have a self-heating function, which if you live in a climate of which you want to charge when it's cold, self-heating is nice. Also has an LCD screen on the top. So if you don't even want to whip out your phone and see what's going on, it's got Bluetooth and an LCD screen. So that one is priced appropriately, given you get some extra features for it. So going through it, Watt Cycle right now, the Bluetooth battery is 14 cents per kilowatt or per watt hour. The Lithium's 15 cents and then 21 cents per watt hour on the Temgot. Really can't go wrong with any of them. They're all been great batteries. So when you go through the websites, when you go through the sales, you can really look at these all heads up and see which one you want. The Lithium and the Watt Cycle pretty much the same features, whereas the Temgot's got those self-heating on the screen. A little bit more premium battery from that regard. I'm not going to take it out, but the other one is the last 12 volt is a 140 amp hour dual purpose. Put a picture of it here from my other video that's talking directly about this battery. It is in this boat right now. It is my cranking dual purpose battery, and this thing is awesome. So it's a 140 amp hour battery. which will run all of your a lot of electronics. I run 393 SVs, I run my GoPro charger off of it, I run my 106 SV and my live scope, and all my accessories, right? My bilge, my live well, all that stuff all runs off this battery. And I'll go out for a full 12-hour day, and I'll come back after running the boat around a little bit and charging it. I'll have about 85% left if I fully charge it before I leave. So lots and lots of capacity out of that battery. So I really like the dual purpose battery. There's a couple other ones out there. One thing to know, you'll probably look up and see Redodo has a dual purpose as well. They have a 140, it's not self-heated. So what? So let's just say it's been really cold and you go out one morning and your battery is still well below freezing and you go to start it and run it. It will not accept a charge, which is fine, that should work okay, but you will be consuming energy from it and not replenishing any with the outboard. So if it's a self-heated, it'll take that current that's coming to it from the alternator or the stator, heat the battery up, and it will accept that charge. I would prefer to have self-heated, especially if you're in northern climates. Canada, north of pretty much Texas, straight that way. Self-heated, pay attention to that because it's not one of those things you typically look for in a battery. And given it's a similar price point to the Redodo, pay attention to that. 24 volts. The two that are on my list for a group 20 for a 24 volt are these two batteries, the Lithium and the Redodo, similar brands. And there are with Bluetooth. They're 50 amp hours, which is plenty. 5-year warranty on both. And right now, right this very second, the Lithium is slightly cheaper at 19 cents per watt hour, and the Redodo is 21 cents. 240-ish bucks. So when you go watch some sales, look at the Lithium, look at the Redodo. Both very comparable batteries from a heads up when it comes to a 24 volt configuration. And then our last bunch is going to be some 36 volts. I have a 36 volt or 38.4 nominal Redodo. I have not done the content on this battery yet, but performance-wise, it's been outstanding. This one does not have Bluetooth, so this is the only one on the list that does not have Bluetooth. Remember I started with that? I also have this Lithium here. This is their 55 amps. So one thing to pay attention to if you're looking at a Lithium 36 volt. They have a 50 amp hour with Bluetooth, and they have a 55 amp hour without Bluetooth. This is the 55. So I would recommend looking at the 50. 50 amp hours at 36 volts is plenty for most anybody, especially if you're ever going to consider running two in parallel or something. 50 amp hours is good. I'd love to have Bluetooth on my batteries. I know I started with that, so keep that in mind. Similar price point for the Lithium, 50 amp hour, 36 volt with Bluetooth, is a similar price to the Redodo without Bluetooth. Pay attention to that feature as well. They're both about 18 cents per watt hour right now, and so watch sales on that. Hopefully that helps you give you something to look at. Like I mentioned, I've got lots of these different batteries. I've used a bunch of them, and in general, the performance has been fantastic. I've had one packaging issue with a battery that is not shown here. You have to go through the channel and find an unintended teardown on a battery to find that one. But in general, performance has been great. I've never had an issue with my batteries out on the water. I've never had a BMS shut down for some random reason, and certainly put all my faith into any of these, really, and would have no concerns. As I started, all the links will be down in the description. Good luck on Black Friday. Hope you find what you're looking for. Like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.